Hey, Gardiner.
Hey, Emily.
I've got a question for you.
What's your question?
Am I the asshole for not liking doing introductions because I'm not as good as you are?
Yes, you are.
Thanks.
No, I just don't want to have to do it every time. That's
I
what
know.
you're saying.
I know.
Like,
I'll get there. I gotta.
Dear Reddit, my girlfriend and I have a YouTube channel, and she doesn't like doing the intros and makes me do them every time.
You started it wrong. You have to say my 33M girlfriend 27 female F.
Why don't you know what I don't understand? Why don't people include their height in that?
Yeah. 5'4".
33 M 6'3".
It's
Come on, guys. I need more information.
It's all about description.
I want to be able to visualize this in my head. Blonde, redhead.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Glasses, mustache, also glasses.
Yeah, sometimes. I don't need them all the time.
No, I do. It's awful.
But yeah, I was proud of our last video because I actually read all the stuff. Let's see if I can actually read this stuff without screwing up too embarrassingly.
Am I the asshole for not dumbing down my ability to ride a horse in basic farm care? I, 42 female, got into a relationship with a Michael, not just a guy named, he's one of the Michaels out there in the world.
Yeah.
Guess it's not really wrong.
Yeah, one of the 6 Michaels in the world.
I, 42 female, got into a relationship with a Michael, 45 male, about 6 months ago. During this time, I explained to him how I grew up on a farm and the things I did. When we first discussed this, he seemed impressed by my abilities and willingness to get my hands dirty. Recently, his friend suggested we all go on a couple's date to a day in the life on a farmer. On a farm? To a day in the life on a farm.
Yeah.
I was ecstatic to show off my skills because I knew none of them had ever stepped foot on one their entire lives. Sorry, I don't know why I struggled with this.
No, it's written a little weird.
I was ecstatic to show off my skills because I knew none of them had ever stepped foot on one their entire lives. He, however, asked me to take a seat so we could talk about this. Basically, he said he wanted me to give him a crash course in farm life before going, and for me to act like the other girlfriends and just be impressed by everything they do the whole day.
What?
Wow. Talk about fragile masculinity, right?
Wow.
Not to use too many buzzwords, but
holy crap.
Jeez, wow.
That is what I would call macho personality disorder.
Yeah.
Like with a guy who has to be like the big cheese.
The top dog.
Ugh, dude, I hate that kind of. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Yeah. I just said, you're kidding, right? As you should.
Yeah. He
explained how he wanted to look good in front of his friends and not be emasculated by his woman at man's work.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, Michael. I reminded him how he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, and this isn't something you just learn in 2 weeks.
Oh, my
He
God.
begged, so I agreed to help him learn. I guess he felt his 2 weeks of training would surpass my entire upbringing because he said I didn't have to play weak anymore. Day of, he was completely hopeless. Work started early and literally only me and one couple were actually up early. The very first thing we were supposed to do was picking up chickens. He tried to do it how I showed at first, but eventually he lost his cool, yelling curses at him. Yelling
and cursing.
Yelling, cursing at them. I'm choosing to read it like that.
Okay.
Only me and one other person actually did it right. Later, we were supposed to try and chop wood. He got to 2.5, giving up after just barely splitting the third one. His friends and I chopped the required amount of 10, with their girlfriends telling him to just sit back and drink sweet tea. Yeah!
Dude.
The final straw was horseback, which really was the guide leading the horse in a circle while you ride it. Pretty much everyone did it, but he flaked out last second. I, however, told the guide I was fine on my own. I honestly just rode slightly faster than them without the guide. When I got off, he was gone. His friend had to drive me home that night.
What?
After 3 days and maybe 20 worried texts later, he told me he no longer wanted to be with me, and I was a competitive a-hole who wouldn't just let him have this, and I embarrassed him in front of his friends. At first, I didn't take take it seriously till my friend group said what I did was wrong, and he had more to prove and lose than me, and I should have been more supportive and let go of my pride.
What are you talking about? What are they talking about?
NTA, not
Dude,
the...
not at all.
Oh my god.
Okay,
wow.
Wait a minute. So this dude, she said he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, right? Yep. So he's never set foot on a farm before.
No.
So for him to have the expectation that he should have all of these skill sets, even though he doesn't have them, that right there is macho personality disorder.
Hi, I'm a Michael, 45, male. I can't pick up chickens, I can't chop wood, and I definitely can't ride bareback. And I believe women need to know their place when they're competing with their man.
Like, and then like him sitting back and being like, you need to not be competitive with me, which is like, what are you talking about? If you're in a competition, you're gonna lose, bro, because she has all this experience that you don't have.
Wow.
I honestly can't fathom that. God. I'm beside myself. Like, she is absolutely in the right. If a guy wants a woman to like just sit back and you know, follow his lead, even though he doesn't have any of the experience needed to lead, that guy does not deserve to have a relationship, in my opinion.
No.
Yuck. That is awful.
Wow.
I've been in situations like that.
You have?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been in relationships where like she has a skill set that I do not have and never would. It wouldn't even be interesting to me. And you know what? I just let her do her thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's right. We're not going to Harry Potter trivia and you're going to tell me don't answer any of the questions.
Nah, dude, I want to win at Harry Potter trivia. I'll have you... Dude, we should go to... This is what we should do. We should go to nerd trivia.
Yeah.
And then I'll cover the places that you don't know. Yeah. And you'll cover the places I don't know.
I've won money doing trivia before.
Game of Thrones. You like Game of Thrones? I hate Game of Thrones.
Liked.
You like Harry Potter.
Yes.
What else do you like? You like a bunch of stuff.
I'm kind of getting into Lord of the Rings, but not too much.
Yeah. We watched Kenobi last night.
We did. I don't like Star Wars.
You're getting into Star Wars.
I'm
getting into Star Wars. I don't like... I used to not like Star Wars until what's his name? The guy who like is directing, like he's doing it all.
George Lucas?
No.
I don't know.
George Lucas ruined Star Wars with the prequels, and then what's her name from Disney is not doing a great job leading it. But then they brought in the guy who did Iron Man. What's his name? John Favreau. John Favreau is kicking ass. Dave Filoni is kicking ass. They're resurrecting what I thought was a freaking zombie that was the Star Wars franchise. And they should have John Favreau do Star Trek next. That's what I think. But anyway, we'll do nerd trivia.
Okay.
And I'll answer all the Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yep.
Babylon 5, Stargate. I'll answer all the sci-fi. Battlestar Galactica, Farscape. And then you can do all the
I'll try the
medieval fantasy stuff.
Medieval.
Well, that's what...
The medieval fantasy of Harry Potter.
Well, no, yeah. But that's the reason I like Harry Potter, is because it's not medieval. And like it doesn't have that gross aesthetic that I hate. Knights and elves and boring crap. Ugh. Anyway. Am I the asshole for not liking Lord of the Rings? Let me know. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend's married sister to lay off, stop bullying her husband at dinner? I can already tell you I don't think so. No. I'm close with my boyfriend's family. He, 29 male, and I, 29 female, hang out with his sister, 36 female, and her husband, 39 male, twice a week. The sister talks behind her husband's back all the time to my boyfriend and I. I don't take part as he is my friend, and I find these conversations disrespectful. When we are all out together, she shames him and talks down to him all the time in front of people, and it seriously makes me cringe. But whatever, right? It's their relationship. A couple weeks ago, the four of us were playing a board game. He makes a mistake, and she groaned at him like, "No, you wait your turn to go." Like one of those obviously statements.
Or you gotta do it like Alan Rickman, obviously.
Like one of those obviously statements, Mr. Potter. Then she just rolled her eyes at him, to us. He got really quiet after that. A few minutes later, she and my boyfriend went to get drinks in the garage, and he turned to me and said, well, there they go again to talk shit about me. They always do that. Oh, that's so awful. It was so embarrassing. My heart broke for him, and I told my boyfriend later in private. I told him he should discourage that kind of behavior, or at least not take part, because it is noticed by others, including him. It's unfair to his brother-in-law, and is unfair to his sister and her marriage. At this point, maybe I sound like a judgmental bitch,
No, you
but
don't.
you're definitely not.
No way.
But I promise it comes from a place of love for everyone. I don't dare interfere with the two of them or try to give advice. I am rooting for them and just want to encourage behavior I see as...
Don't want to encourage behavior.
Right. I'm rooting for them, and I just don't want to encourage behavior I see as toxic, as I think it's better to talk to your partner than complain about them to others, especially mutual friends or family. Anyway, here's where I may have messed up. Tonight was his birthday. The family and 4 close friends went out to dinner. While we were there, she did the whole talking down to him / obviously bit to him multiple times. It was so awkward, and I felt bad for him. And towards the end of the dinner, I just personally couldn't take it anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm not that kind of person to call people out publicly in front of other people, but he just looked so unhappy, and it was irritating the hell out of me. So I spoke up calmly. You don't need to talk to him like he's an idiot. Perhaps understand that's like not even that offensive either, the way she said it. Perhaps understandably, she got upset with me, but she doubled down on her comment that he was being dumb. That I then replied, no, that's not the point. That's just really condescending. He's a human and makes mistakes. Mm-hmm. You don't need to embarrass him in front of everyone.
Good.
She was hella pissed and didn't say anything. He just stayed looking the way he had before, numb. The atmosphere of the table was awkward for like 10 seconds before things picked up again. But she did tell my boyfriend later I should mind my own effing business. I don't know, maybe I should, but damn, I just hate that kind of behavior. And when someone doesn't stick up for themselves, I can't help it that I eventually get to a point where I do it in their stead. By all means, if I'm the asshole, please tell me that I will gladly learn from this experience.
Not at all.
No, I don't think so.
Not at all.
I
would probably do the same thing, and I'm not confrontational either. That's awful.
I would say I'm fairly confrontational. I've seen that kind of stuff happen. I have a friend who has had a string of bad relationships, and there was one time where we were all playing cards together, and he did the same thing to her. My friend, we'll call her C because I don't want to say her name, but my friend C was being mistreated by her boyfriend, and I gave that guy a talking to. Like,
good.
Just right across the table. I was like, I don't even remember his name. What was his name? M. We'll just say M. And so he was sitting across the table from me, and he was condescending to her, and he was like, man, you're such an effing idiot, and like all this stuff. And I slammed my hand on the table. I said, M, if I ever hear you talk like that to her again, you're not welcome in my house. And nice. And she almost started crying. I felt a little bad, but like, it's just awful to see that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like, I hate it. It doesn't matter if it's a guy doing it to a girl or a girl doing it to a guy. No. I just hate it. You're not the at all. No,
not at all. This is unconscionable.
Right. It's absolutely not okay. Just, you treat people with respect. That's really what it is. Like, it doesn't matter if you like them or not. If they're this is the thing that I believe, okay, and I believe this so strongly. Like, if you see someone behaving in a way that's unacceptable, you tell them. Mm-hmm. And that is a sign of respect, in my opinion. Because it's just like, if you see someone with, like, something in their teeth, you're like, hey, by the way, you got something in your teeth. And it's a way of, like, showing respect to someone. And if you see someone behaving like a Karen, or a Kevin, right? Is that the male version of a Karen? Mm-hmm. If you see someone behaving like that, you put them in their place. And that's a way of telling them, look, it is unacceptable for you to be acting this way. And I think that that's a sign of respect. They might not interpret it that way, but I want to treat the people the way I want to be treated. And that's really my primary concern with all that stuff.
Yeah. And, like, the last one we talked about, fragile masculinity, this woman's got some kind of fragility, because clearly she doesn't think she's doing anything wrong, telling this...
Well, there's different types of personalities. Like this woman could be a narcissist, right? Which is, like, the worst kind of person, in my opinion. I can't stand narcissists. And, like, narcissists feed off of the suffering of other people. Right. And so if she can inflict suffering on someone at will, whenever she wants, that's a way to feed a narcissist right there. And like, if the guy is happy in the relationship, like, truly happy, then I hope that it works out for them and that they can, like, find some couples counseling or something. But, like...
And the thing that makes me the most sad is that he probably did appreciate that this user stood up for him. Throw away a countess. Yeah. But, like, the way he responded, where it said he was, like, numb, like, he's probably thinking in his head, like, oh my God, I'm going to hear all about that at home or something like that. And that makes me...
If you're afraid of what your partner's going to do when no one else is around, get out of that relationship. Yeah. Really, like, seriously, get out of that relationship. That's not a healthy relationship at all. And it's actually throw away. The countess.
Because I'm assuming there's another throwaway, or maybe it's just a typo.
It could be either. I didn't notice until after we said it, though.
I didn't notice it either, and I'm the one who just made a big deal.
You're the literate one.
Yeah, literate one. I have a communications degree, so am I the asshole for telling my family to stop saying my stepmom is my mom? I don't know how I feel about it by the title. Oh, okay, first sentence. My mom died when I was 5 years old. My dad met and married my stepmom when I was 8. At the time, she asked if I wanted to be adopted and accepted as my... No. I guess I'm not the literate one anymore. At the time, she asked if I wanted to be adopted and accepted my no. She did, however, bring up a few times over the next decade that if I wanted to call her mom, she would love it. That's not something I ever wanted to do, so I didn't. But I do think she's genuinely a great person and she makes my dad happy. I never minded her saying I was her son or her firstborn or whatever. She and my dad had children together, so I get her wanting to include me as well. But over the years, my dad has stopped talking about my mom completely and calls my stepmom my mom. I have asked him not to, and he has refused to listen. Yeah. Now I'm 22, and I live with my amazing girlfriend. She has been put in weird situations with my dad, half-siblings, and extended family, all calling my stepmom my mom. Her parents met my dad and stepmom for the first time recently, and they were confused when my dad was saying stepmom was my mom. They knew my mom died. They also knew I had a stepmom. But my dad brought up stepmom as mom in a way that they were a little thrown off. Not to mention him saying when we had when we had K-dovers and stuff like that. Yikes.
Yeah.
My half-sibling brought it up too, even calling me out for using her name over dinner, saying don't call mom name, call her mom like you call him dad sort of thing. After my girlfriend's parents left, I told them to stop, that my stepmom is not my mom and they need to stop saying that she is. I told them they had made things very awkward because my girlfriend's parents knew the truth and having them behave the way they did made it seem weird and probably had them wondering if I was some crazy asshole who made up a story about my mom dying. My stepmom was pretty quiet during the whole thing. My dad told me I stepped over the line trying to police them, and he said whether I liked it or not, she was more of a mom to me than my mom had ever been. Oh.
Dude.
Yikes. He said I break her heart every day I put Step in front of mom, and don't show her the same kind of love my siblings show her. He told me I also had no right to tell my siblings what to do. Am I the asshole here? I'm admittedly still so pissed that my dad threw it in my face that I didn't have mom for very long. It's not like it was a choice she or I made. I would give anything to have her alive and for her to be the one who raised me. Mm-hmm. Again, I appreciate my stepmom, and she's a good person, but I never loved or wanted her the way I love my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, these people, your family doesn't understand what you're going through. And that's clearly the issue, I think.
Yeah.
Like, if they understand, like, maybe they do understand and they don't care. And if that's the case, you don't have to have them in your life.
Worse. Yeah. I love my family, but like I'm a firm believer in that a found family is equally, if not more important.
Yeah.
So I think some of my aunts and my mom watch this. So sorry, I love you so much. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Found family is cool too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, if you can, like, level-headedly explain your situation like you have here to your family and they still don't get it, then there's other parts of life that you can focus on. You don't have to spend your time with your with your dad and stepmom. And, I mean, I know you'd probably love them, but like you can kind of distance yourself if they make you that uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's what I think. This turned into like advice session.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think you're the asshole.
Not at all. No, I'm kind of curious what people have to say about that in the comments.
Yeah.
You don't have to call your stepmom mom. I don't do it for my stepdad simply because he isn't my dad. What your dad said about her being a better mother than your actual mother is horrible. Agreed. I think maybe you should sit your dad and stepmom down and explain that you will not call her anything but her name or stepmom, and that if they overstep the boundary of trying to bully you to call her mom in front of other people, then there will be consequences. Whatever those consequences are, you decide for yourself.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. And like I said, I have a stepdad. I've never called him dad. He's never asked me to.
Yeah.
He's not really, like, love him to death. He's not really like a father figure. He's more just like one of my favorite people in the entire world. And that's fine.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Love you, Mark.
Well, honey.
Yes.
I think that's gonna do it for this video.
Yeah.
I feel like this turned into kind of a therapy session a little bit.
Kinda nice.
Hopefully any of these folks who posted these here will check out the video and hear our words of wisdom if they haven't already made up their mind by the comments in their own post.
Is it kind of bad that I wanted one of these people to be the asshole?
I don't think so.
I mean, not these posts, but just one that we read.
One that we read.
It would be kind of fun to be like, yeah, you're the asshole. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe next time. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe there'll be a part 3 sometime.
Maybe. I think the part 3 is definitely called for.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah, let us know if you want to part 3, 4, 5, 6, 24.
Yeah. Sequels.
55.
55. Yeah. But I make sure that you get subscribed.
Please.
You gotta tickle that subscribe button. we gotta have you on board here because this is a freight train that's building up speed, and we're going straight for the moon on our hoverboards here. So anyway, we're
I don't know what he's talking about.
You gotta like that subscribe button.
Yeah.
And smash that.
You gotta like that subscribe.
Like that subscribe.
You gotta share that like button.
Scratch that subscribe button.
You
smash that like button. And like that smash button. Right?
Sure.
And ring that notification gong to stay up to date with all the cool stuff that we're doing here on the channel. Anyway, that's gonna do it for now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.